In the endless void beyond the Vega cluster, the Zarnathi Armada cruised confidently. A fleet of over 200 warships, bristling with plasma lances and graviton cannons, moved like a metal storm across the stars. Their mission was clear: erase any trace of human presence from the frontier sectors. The Zarnathi High Command had declared it a cleansing operation. After all, humanity was considered primitive, fragile, emotionally unstable. Their small colonies were a nuisance at best. But what they didn't account for, what they never understood, was that humans, when cornered, didn't beg. They fought. And one ship was about to remind them why the galaxy had once whispered warnings about Earth's war machines. Her name was Valkyrie, a relic from the last human war, once thought decommissioned, forgotten in some hidden orbit. But she was awake now and angry. 10 kilometers of titanium armor and obsidian black stealth plating, armed with technologies that had never been shared. A human dreadnought that shouldn't exist. At her helm stood Captain Alara Voss, a veteran of too many battles, her stare cold as deep space. She stood in silence as the sensors pinged the approaching armada. 212 confirmed ships. Her AI, Isaac, reported calmly. Odds of survival, less than 0.03%. Good, she said. Let's give them a show. The Zarnathi fleet didn't expect resistance. Their lead battleship, the Flame of Dominion, broadcast a surrender demand in 6 languages. Valkyrie didn't respond. She fired. A single shot from the ship's spinal-mounted mass driver, coated in magneto-stabilized dark matter, ripped through 3 cruisers in a straight line. The vacuum consumed them silently. What remained drifted in flaming fragments. Panic rippled through the Zarnathi formation. Where did that come from? Unknown. There's no trace. Nothing on the scans. Their mistake? Relying on sensors. Valkyrie had been designed to be invisible not just to scanners but to logic. Her systems used quantum displacement fields and temporal misalignment, a ship that existed fractions of a second out of sync with local time. They were fighting a ghost. The second salvo was worse. Swarms of self-replicating microdrones, barely larger than insects, deployed in silence. They laced into engines, burrowed through armor, disabled power cores before self-destructing. One by one, Zarnathi ships flickered, then died. Captain Voss stood still. Her face bore no emotion, only focus. Target their command ship, she ordered. Isaac responded, trajectory calculated. Firing. The Flame of Dominion never saw it coming. The kinetic lance struck from below, piercing the entire hull like a spear through silk. The ship detonated, scattering command signals into chaos. The Zarnathi counterattacked, unleashing waves of firepower. Plasma bursts, graviton warheads, antimatter torpedoes, all hurled toward the phantom ship. But Valkyrie danced. Her hull twisted around reality itself, creating gravimetric folds that deflected the attacks. Her countermeasures released wave-jamming storms and false signal echoes. It looked, from the enemy's perspective, like they were firing at dozens of targets, all wrong. The dreadnought drifted through their formation like a shark through wounded fish, bleeding fury. And then came the real terror, the human boarding parties. 10 Valkyrie strike pods slammed into the remaining Zarnathi carriers. Outpoured armored human marines, silent, brutal, precise. Augmented with exosuits and neural link targeting, they moved like living weapons. The Zarnathi had never seen humans up close. Now they wished they never had. The boarding lasted 7 minutes. Every Zarnathi aboard died. By the end of the hour, space was littered with wreckage. Flames danced in the vacuum, silent memorials to arrogance. Only 6 enemy ships tried to flee. Valkyrie allowed one to go. Let them tell the story, Voss murmured. 3 days later, Galactic Council chambers, Zenth Prime. Admirals, warlords, diplomats, and analysts stared at the footage in disbelief. One ship, one human ship, against an entire armada, and it won. The Zarnathi ambassador, trembling with shame and confusion, barely found words. It shouldn't have been possible. No vessel should move like that. No weapons should hit like that. That wasn't warfare. It was extermination. A silence fell over the chamber. Then, from the back, a lone Terran diplomat stood. His voice was calm, measured. You assumed we were weak because we avoided war, he said. Because we signed treaties. Because we sought peace. He leaned forward. But peace was our choice, not our limit. From that day on, the galaxy learned a lesson it would never forget. Never push humanity into a corner. Because when they stand alone, they don't surrender. They win.